James Patterson is one of the best-selling authors on the planet. Despite the fact that he only began writing full-time in 1996, his books have sold more than 375 million copies worldwide. He's outsold Stephen King and John Grisham combined for prolonged stretches and holds the Guinness Book of World Record for #1 New York Times bestsellers. Now, given the immense popularity of his work, you would think he would be a coveted guest in the mainstream media with a new book. And we'll be excited to welcome him to the show in just a moment. Yet the author is convinced that left-leaning media outlets have shunned him because of the subject matter of his latest book, titled Walk the Blue Line. No right, no left, just cops telling their true stories. It's a collection of stories showcasing the courage of our men and women in law enforcement, who told Patterson and co-author Matt Eversman their harrowing tales from the front line. But the left-leaning news outlets have seemingly hesitated to put him on the air, and the author believes the reason is political.
And one of the unfortunate things here is not unexpectedly, I had no trouble getting on Fox, which is great. But I couldn't get on CNN or MSNBC. They think it's a political thing.
Now, on this show, I have frequently criticized the media's coverage of law enforcement. Too often, play up the bad while ignoring so much of the heroism and bravery and the everyday aspects of being a police officer. One need look no further than the limited coverage of the officers who put their lives on the line to end the Nashville school shooting. Is this yet another case of the media deliberately looking the other way on a book that might actually make our police look good? Let's ask James Patterson, legendary author of more than 260 New York Times bestsellers.
Here I am, the legend in
legend, the man. Here he is. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. All right, before we get to the details,
thank you.
Give us a little background. Tell us about the book.
Well, it tries to get at the truth about the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever, but just the truth about cops. Matt and I interviewed, we had 77,000 or 7,700 pages of interviews. And the key to this thing, I think, is that if you read this book, most of the people who are watching think they understand cops, but they probably don't. And if you read this book, you will understand cops in a way that I certainly, in doing the interviews, I learned about cops, and I've been following cops for a long time with my fiction. And unfortunately, I think what happened with the CNNs and MSNBCs, they think they understand cops, and they don't for the most part. And if you read this book, I'm not trying to sell the book per se, but you will understand cops.
Well, look, I think the problem is that the CNNs, the MSNBCs, and their partners in the various other forms of media, it's not that they don't understand police, it's that they really only cover police when it involves something in an officer-involved shooting, right? That's it. You won't hear about police.
Part of that is that they don't. Part of it is they don't understand. I went on a ride. I've done a lot of ride-alongs, but I went on a ride-along for this book, and the sheriff of this county said that year, the previous year, they had 1,100,000 calls for help. That's an awful lot of action. And it's always dangerous. And then he said, they have these things where you can go in and you can, the way they train cops, and you can, 2 or 3 seconds to decide to shoot or not shoot. And any civilian that does that goes, okay, I didn't get it. And now I get how dangerous this job is, how difficult this job is. And I think an awful lot of people in the media have no idea how dangerous it is, how difficult it is. And this book will help them to understand. That's the tragedy of it not getting out to certain audiences.
And I've always said, I host a live police show. We follow police departments in real time around the country. We follow 8 departments at once, and so we see the everyday aspects of policing. And it's even walking up to a car. People always say, well, traffic stops. A traffic stop is uncertainty for a police officer. They don't know who's in the car. They don't know what's going to happen next. Yes, 99% of the time, the person's going to comply. 99% of the time, the person is going to give them their license or tell them they don't have a license or whatever the case may be. But 1% of the time, or whatever the number is, it's a potential danger for them, and they have to be prepared.
Yes. You're absolutely right. And I mean, last year there were, I think, 360 law officers were shot. That's a lot. But if you want to understand, you really want to understand Louisville and Minneapolis and Memphis and even the Capitol, you need to understand both sides. And one side of it is the cops.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.